Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is November 24th, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. We got the Pacific Northwest to the upper right. This shows you nicely the trough that is off our coastline, continuing to spread precipitation back into the region. We still got some mountain snows ongoing, couple more rounds of precipitation before we start to try to dry out as we go through the mid portion of the week right before Thanksgiving. So we'll dive into those details. We'll also take a look at the extended forecast as we go through the end of the video. I selected this station right near Dungeness Bay. There's Port Angeles, Strait of Juan de Fuca there. I was checking out some of the wind speeds over the last few days. And if we go back to our big windstorm there on the night of the 19th into the morning of the 20th, look at that, 46 knots. That's over 50 miles per hour. Some strong winds there as well on the 22nd. It's always so much fun to watch these weather stations, and you can click around and view your neighbor's station or all over really the world. And these make a great Christmas gift as well. So if you want to get one of these, click on the link down below to save 10% off. Highly recommend this weather station. Now, taking a look at the European, this one's hot off the presses. So I'm going to put this into motion. You can see her troughing off the coastline, spreading rainfall, and again, mountain snows back up over the area as we go through the day today. Still some snow accumulating across some of the Cascades of Washington, Oregon, Northeast Washington, Eastern Oregon, and for Idaho, the Idaho Panhandle and some of central and southern Idaho, there is some snow flying all the way on in through Tuesday. But watch what happens as we go through Tuesday night. A lot of the Pacific Northwest really starts to dry out. So you can put off your travel until later on the day, Tuesday for Washington, then eventually maybe Tuesday night or Wednesday morning for Oregon, as that precipitation gets out of the area. Not a bad travel day there for Wednesday for those of you guys going off in towards the family's houses or whatnot, traveling back and forth on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, of course. Now, if we scroll off in towards the day on Thursday, so this is very early Thursday morning, you see kind of an Arctic front hung up across British Columbia, east of the Rocky Mountains. None of this cold air is going to be getting down into the lower elevations of western Washington or anything like that. You can kind of see that maybe on the Thanksgiving day here across British Columbia and some of the Rocky Mountains of Alberta, you're getting some snowfall. And then as we go through Friday, that Arctic front sags south across portions of Montana. So if you're traveling back on Friday, watch out for that. But really, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho looks like we get a break all the way through Friday. So if you're traveling back, that is nice to see. And in fact, if we go on in through the weekend, not much precipitation to speak of across the area also. So if you're traveling back later this weekend, that looks good as well. Now, this is the high resolution model, and I just want to point this out. We are still getting some of the snowfall there across the Cascades of Washington, Oregon at times as we go on in through the day tomorrow. You can see another round of precipitation coming up across the Oregon Cascades as we go through Monday afternoon into Monday night. So I do want to point that out because there are no winter weather advisories up for the Cascades or even eastern portions right now. And then some of that precipitation will be moving through on the day Tuesday across the higher terrain, especially of places like Idaho. So taking a look at the National Weather Service, Seattle, Tacoma, and not picking on anybody or anything, but they don't have any winter weather advisories or anything like that for the Cascades. Same thing for Portland, up and down the Cascades as well. And we can check Medford also. Nothing as far as the snowfall is concerned. Eastern Oregon, Washington not picking it up as well. But Spokane did put out this graphic through Monday morning. Probably a pretty good forecast because the most significant snowfall should be wrapping up as we go through the day Monday. But it doesn't take much snowfall to make things slick. So if you can put off travel till Tuesday for Washington, then probably on the day Wednesday for portions of Oregon and Idaho, you are probably going to be doing much better because the precipitation will be coming to an end. Now, looking at 80-meter wind speeds, we do have some blustery conditions across some of the Oregon coast and favoring portions of Oregon as we go on into the next few days. Nothing to write home about, though, but if you're out and about traveling, it could be kind of an impact for you, especially if you're going across some of the higher terrain where things are a bit more slick. Take a look at Siskiyou Summit. A lot of traffic going back and forth on I-5 across some of the higher terrain there of southern Oregon. So blustery conditions as you go through the day today, and some accumulating snowfall is possible. Not looking at a lot, but again, it doesn't take much to make things slick on the roadways. Now, taking a look at the extended forecast, but of course, first we start off with our troughing off the coastline there. That weakens and starts to kick through. And again, Wednesday looks like a very good travel day here across a lot of the Pacific Northwest. We start to get some ridging, nosing in here. Bit of an Arctic front, like I mentioned, hanging up on places north. We scroll off into the extended forecast at the end of November. It looks like the East Coast is going to get a turn for some troughing as we build some ridging here through the end of the month on in through early December. And Gulf of Alaska trough tries to get reestablished pushed here. Actually, this is more off towards south of the Aleutian Islands, northern Pacific here, so I shouldn't even call it that, at about 200 hours out. But you can see this ridging kind of hanging on here across the region. Hopefully, will this develop into a foggy regime? And a lot of people don't like to see that, but maybe something we're in store for as we go on into the early portion of December. But again, take that with a grain of salt. Things can change rapidly at this time of year. We will continue to monitor what is to come next and try to start to pinpoint what is our next weather maker. But look at that lobe, polar lobe opening up over eastern portions of North America. Now, 6 to 10 day, you can kind of see the near normal, still some below normal here as we go into the early portion of December. But look at this signal for below average precipitation during this time frame as well. 8 to 14 day, the west starts to warm up a little bit there, above average, still not that warm for many places this time of year. But if we look at that precipitation, again with the signal there for below average across much of the west. I plan on doing potentially today a La Nina / ENSO update here, and we'll take a look at the Climate Prediction Center's forecast here for the winter months, and I'll show you a few things associated with that. Hopefully I can get that done today. It's been so busy with the weather here recently that I was not able to get that done over the last few days, so hopefully I'll get that out at some point today or tomorrow morning. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. Again, watch out for some of that lingering mountain snow still flying here. Just because there's winter weather advisories not up does not mean things won't be treacherous out there. And again, traveling probably later on Tuesday or Wednesday is the better bet as we do get a break as we go towards Thanksgiving. So anyway, hope you guys are liking the channel. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.